Yowamushi Pedal finally returns after its holiday break with a new opening and ending song. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I am not a big fan of these new opening and ending songs of Yowamushi Pedal. I mean, the opening and the actual first opening got me pumped up for the episode. It had something about it that really just pumped you up and wanted to continue watching the episode. But this new opening, it just doesn't give you that same feel. It's a good opening, yes, but it's the same type of opening I've heard in a lot of different anime. It just feels very cliche type opening, like it's just a standard opening. There's nothing special about it. The ending song is unique, yes, but it is not as, I guess, catchy as the ending song that we first got to see when Yowamushi Pedal first started. So, the new two opening and ending songs, I'm not really a big fan of. Now, let's get on to the actual serious discussion of this episode of Yowamushi Pedal. Now, the major actual plot points of this episode, I'm going to say, has to focus on introducing rivals of what we get to see who's going to participate in the Inter-High tournament against Sakamichi, Imaizumi, and Naruko. Now, I like this episode, I do, yes, but it feels like a very average episode. It has some good animation, actually, really good animation, but it wasn't a really important episode, in my opinion. I mean, it was cool, we got to see a lot of characters, and there was a little bit of character development, but it didn't feel like a very good episode that actually progressed the plot in the right direction. Yes, but the character development, I'm going to get into that to actually say what this real episode focused on. Now, Imaizumi and Naruko, you'd think they would have some character development in this episode, which kind of they did, to be honest. We got to see how their rivalry is actually starting to build up to where they're starting to, like, say the exact same thing when they're around each other. And that's pretty funny and cool. But when we get to see how Naruko is trying to pity Imaizumi and tries to give him a water bottle, you know, Imaizumi goes to Tsundere and decides to, no, I don't want your water bottle, stop pitying me and all that kind of crap. And so that really kind of killed all a little bit of character development right at that point with them. Not completely, but I'm just saying in this episode. So I was kind of upset with that. Now, let's get on to the actual true discussion of what this episode really focused on with the other characters. A lot of different cast of characters got introduced this episode of Yowamushi Pedal. I mean, so many characters, it's hard to keep up with all their freaking names. Now, one of the most interesting characters was definitely the person that decides to name their freaking pecs different freaking male names. Who the living hell does that? That's hilarious. I gotta get a laugh from that, but I was weirded out, like, what the hell am I saying when a dude is literally naming his pecs? I was like, what? But it was good comedy. I don't know if it was meant to be for comedy, but it was still good comedy. Now, the main interesting fact about this episode I did like, and one character in particular, was the freaking creepy smiling character that we saw a couple episodes back that just was with horror music. We get to see him again in this episode with his face actually revealed, and I will just say, he's a scary son of a gun, creepy kid. He needs to be killed with fire, because that kid, he has the perfect soundtrack theme song in the background for him to play in a cast of being a murderer in a psychological anime. And that is creepy, getting to see a character like that in this type of anime, especially a racing anime of all things. And we find out that he's the ace of their school and he's like the top freaking champion, and that he beat their freaking captain in their team, and so he's like the best racer. Really cool. I expect a lot from his character. He's probably going to play very freaking dirty in the inter-high races. I can see that right now, how he's going to probably cheat. But I'm interested to see where the actual story is going to take place. Now, my actual final review of this episode, I want to say was an average, episode. It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. Still, it was average. Wish it would have been better, but I mean, hey, it doesn't matter really. We know next episode's probably going to be intense, because they got to freaking go over 1,000 kilometers in their freaking camp. That is going to be interesting to see. I wonder how Imaizumi, Naruko, and Sakamichi are going to overcome these freaking just big hilltops to get over it. Well, everybody, this is going to be the end of my anime review on Yowamushi Pedal this week. Tell me what you think about this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Let me know what you think about all these different introductions of characters that got introduced into this episode. And what did you think about that creepy freaking boy? Oh, that put shiver up my spine. Well, everybody, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please stay safe. Chibi out.